What is up guys, Taigi here, back from vacation. We're doing Farms of the Week where I'll go over the farms I'm currently in as well as the farms I'm watching. So if you like the content, please like and subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section below. So let's get started. Okay, I'll briefly touch on Vegas just because I was there on vacation. My brain's a little fried because I partook in some DJing activities. So hopefully I can make it to the end of the video without like stuttering and whatnot. But to anyone that's interested, I was there to play poker with the boys, and essentially it started out pretty rough. I was down 2,300, but I managed to inflict some pain on boomers, and at the end I closed out with a monster session at Bellagio 510, and that was up a nice $68 on the trip, right? So I tipped the dealers $1 too many, but I'll take it, right? I'll take a slightly profitable session. And the one thing that also surprised me was that there was a lot of boomers that was talking about Bitcoin and ETH, because I guess for crypto to gain wide stream adoption, this has to happen, right? So I thought it was a pretty promising sign that there was a lot of talk around crypto, or maybe Vegas is full of risk-taking degen, so it's not really special, or maybe this is a top signal, right? So those are the two things I thought was interesting, like my poker and just people getting the crypto. So that being said, let's actually get into the farms, right? Because that's why you're clicking this video. So I'll first go over the Terra ecosystem. The cool thing about Terra is that, there are only 2 apps on Terra, so it's kind of an easy set it and forget it type of ecosystem where you'll just park your capital and you'll earn lots of money, right? Because the cool thing was that, I guess when I came back from vacation, right before I sold all my mirror tokens, but I came back with $100 of mirror. I'm like, oh wow, that's actually pretty good. And my gold short is printing just because, gold doesn't do anything, right? So I'm just collecting the APRs, and my Galaxy Long is printing as well because stocks go up. So, not financial advice, but if anyone wants to use mirror to farm, check out my Terra playlist. And I think the best way to think about it is shorting precious metals, right? Gold or silver, and then longing either gold or silver or a tech stock, right? Because that's what I'm doing. There's that. And I guess the one thing I'll touch up on Anchor is that, if you haven't staked your Anchor, right, you really should do it because they're going to be a snapshot taking in September. So I don't know when this is. It might have happened already, but it's September 6th. Maybe they haven't taken this snapshot because, sometime they're going to airdrop. The Nexus protocol is going to airdrop tokens to Anchor governance stakers. So, if this isn't enough, incentive to stake, there's also you'll earn 6% APR. So I encourage everyone to do that as well. And I guess in the past week, I've earned 17 Anchor, right? So back from vacation, I made $160 in mirror and Anchor, as well as 19.5% on my dollars, right? So Terra, really cool ecosystem. I can just set it and forget it and not really worry too much about it. Okay, so let's touch on Avalanche, right? Because people in the comment section are saying, yeah, Avalanche is a really good stable coin at roughly $46. And if you look at the metrics, the numbers have kind of gone down, right? So this is the total bridge transactions. It's kind of just gone down. And if you look here, this compares the bridging to Avalanche and bridging out of Avalanche, right? So in the past week, the withdrawals have outpaced deposits, which is something you do not want to see. However, I'm not really too worried about it because if I think about it, 2 months from now, if I look at this, this is going to be a not negligible dip, right, in the entire thing. Because when Aave and Curve launches, there's going to be a flood of liquidity entering the ecosystem. Because, in my interview with Luigi from Ava Labs, he said that Aave and Curve, they're going to be launching in a few weeks. I don't know what that means. Maybe mid-September, later September, who knows. But when that comes, there's going to be a flood of liquidity. So I'm just going to be banking on that. Right now what I'm doing is I have most of my assets on Benki, right? Just earning yield because you're still going to be paid to borrow and lend, right? So if you want to, I can't look at it now because this is my public account, but you can still be paid to borrow on dollars, which, I have most of my assets on Benki and I'm just, sitting comfy, just waiting for the pump, I guess. For anyone that are interested in farms, or I guess the other native Avalanche ecosystem tokens, I've always recommended YieldYak and Trader Joe. I'm more of a fan of YieldYak because it's not inflationary, right? Because Trader Joe it's a farm token, right? People can farm it. So I'm not doing this, right? When I went on vacation, I kind of risked off to just hold a bunch of AVAX. But if you're bullish on Yak and AVAX, you can provide liquidity on Trader Joe and be paid 95% APR paid in the Joe token, right? And you can actually take your LP tokens, stake it on YieldEX, so, and they're in 136%. So, that's something that you might be interested in. Okay, so what was I gonna say? Yeah. Oh, speaking of Avalanche Rush and native ecosystem tokens, it has been announced that Pangolin will have Avalanche Rush tokens. Avalanche Rush. They'll be supported by Avalanche Rush. Sorry, my brain is fried. But they're gonna have AVAX tokens allocated to it, where you can stake your PNG and earn AVAX. Pretty cool video. I'll provide a link to this in the description below. But this is coming September 8th, right? So this will incentivize people to not farm and dump PNG, which may or may not be bullish for the price, right? I'm not gonna make calls on the price, but it's something that you should consider. Because, when I first covered Avalanche, I was pretty bullish on PNG, but I quickly changed my tone when I saw that Trader Joe flipped them in terms of TVL. And, now like Trader Joe's like PNG is not even close, right? So, I still think that, at this point, Trader Joe is a better hold than PNG. But hey, if you can take your PNG that you've been farming and stake it to earn AVAX, maybe that's something that you're interested in. Okay. One last bullish news, I guess, is they're working on a Binance-supported BSC to Avalanche bridge, right? Just because, if you look at the metrics, if you go here, BSC is the second largest in terms of TVL with like roughly $20 billion of assets. So a bridge opening to from BSC to AVAX is pretty bullish because, if they can launch this when Curve and Aave comes, then, that could be something that's really, really cool. And I guess one thing that I always like to touch on is like whether you should like invest or like trade native tokens or the AVAX token, right? The gas token. And the reason I'm so bullish on AVAX is like comparing it to Polygon, right? Because Polygon launched their liquidity mining program and everything just went up, right? I mean, Polygon went from like, 30 cents to $2.70 when it actually peaked after they announced their liquidity mining program. And the market kind of priced that in already, so you're not going to get the same upside. But I guess always the question is like, should I hold, let's say Trader Joe, or should I hold AVAX? So the one data point that I like to look at, it's only one data point, so you can't take it to the bank. However, QuickSwap, which is the largest decentralized exchange token on Polygon, peaked on April 30th, right, for $1,400 at like 10x in like 2 weeks, which is pretty nuts. And then it kind of just like didn't do anything, right? It's just a farm token, right? But Matic didn't on April 30th. They were trading at roughly 82 cents, and it 3x'd in the next couple of weeks to $2.45. So just looking at this data, who knows what's gonna happen, but it might, like, I don't know where we are in the cycle. Like maybe we're here where like, Joe has more room to run, or maybe we're here where, this is the time for AVAX to outperform. But since I'm not sure, I'm just like, going to be mostly focusing on AVAX, just because, AVAX will give you less upside. However, it'll usually give you less upside, but it'll give you less downside as well. So, on a risk-adjusted return basis, I think AVAX might be a better hold, not financial advice, but that's how I'm thinking about the markets. Just taking AVAX, staking it, earning yield, that's fine by me. All right, so where else do we go here? Yeah, I guess Fantom, because if you look at the price of Fantom, it's been like insane, right? What the hell? Like, I talked about it like roughly here, saying like it's gonna take a little more time to develop, but like I guess I was wrong and everything just pumped crazily. This is obviously because of the Fantom Foundation with the liquidity mining programs, and I thought that it'll take a few months for these tokens to do well, but maybe the market is pricing the Fantom Foundation those liquidity mining incentives already. Who knows? But obviously, like anyone that bought the Fantom token or the native gas tokens, native farm tokens, are pretty happy. And the one thing I'd like to highlight is that SpookySwap actually flipped Curve in TVL, which is really, really impressive. So I'm not going to go over the farms on Fantom in this video, just because tomorrow I'll be recording a video with FTM alerts discussing everything Fantom. So I don't want to take up too much time in this video, but I guess if I were to pick one farm to focus on, right, if I bridge funds over, well, when I bridge funds over, like, right, I'll definitely be bridging funds over, is SpookySwap, right? Because it's the winner, right? This is like the best way to pick winners. Just looking at TVL, like, right, like 351 over like 116. People have this mentality of like, hey, like I think Spirit Swap has more upside because there's less TVL. But I think the better way to think about it is like just pick winners, right? Like would you rather invest in Amazon or Walmart, right? Walmart, I'm sure they'll do well, but I think Amazon's the winner. So that's like a simple way to think about it. So I'll probably be bridging funds over, and if I do, I'll be putting it into one of these farms. I might do Spirit too, but I think the Spirit They have this in Spirit where you can lock up your Spirit to earn more tokens. But with Spooky, there's this XBoo where you can stake your Boo or an XBoo and earn some transaction fees. And I like how XBoo, you don't have to, there's like no time lock, right? Whereas with in Spirit, you're gonna have to lock up your tokens for particular, like, I guess some time range, right? And I don't want to do that. Like, I think something like XBoo will do better. So, you know, if I farm, it's going to be on Spooky Swap, most likely. Right, so look out for the FTM alerts video on Wednesday. I'll be recording tomorrow, uploading it on Wednesday, and make sure to give him a subscribe because I mean he's been like a Fantom Super Bowl for a couple months now, posting videos when Fantom like wasn't doing anything. So you know it's always good to see like people that are like just focusing on one ecosystem, right? Because I guess the Fantom ecosystem is so good that there's someone out there that are willing to spend so much time like covering one ecosystem, right? This is one of the reasons why like I was so bullish on on Luna, just because like Terabytes, they were making videos when like Luna wasn't really doing anything, and obviously Luna has done really well, right? And Fantom also doing really well. So you know, make sure to check out his videos and wait for the video I'll be posting on Wednesday. Lastly, I'll be covering Solana, right? Because Solana is something I also missed. I mean, I didn't miss it in the sense that like I wasn't watching it. Like I was definitely watching it, but you know I thought that it would take longer for this ecosystem to, I guess, reach like critical mass liquidity because you know they're using a different programming language, right? Like they use Rust instead of Solidity. That you know Fantom, Avalanche, Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, all those ecosystem use. But I guess with all those hackathons, and there's a hackathon right now, right? So with all those hackathons that they've been launching and all the money that you know they have, there's been lots of development in the Solana ecosystem. And you know Radium is a farm I've covered, Saber is another one, but I like to go over Sunny, right? Because this is something that's pretty new and they've been climbing up the ranks in terms of TVL. They're a yield aggregator, right? So they're essentially an auto compounder where you can stake your Saber LP tokens, for example, and you'll earn both Saber and Sunny yields. And they take a performance fee, but like look at these rates, right? I mean, these are not sustainable, right? They're going to go down because they're mostly being paid out in the farm token. However, I mean, I think it's a good opportunity for anyone to take advantage of this while they last. So if I were to make a recommendation, I guess like I would just farm and dump this to Oblivion, just because I mean, I don't know, like you'll see bullish posts about it online, but I mean, it's a farm token, right? Like think about it, like everyone's being paid in the Sunny token, right? Like they're going to sell at some point. And you know, Saber, I touched on it briefly, but they're kind of like a curve, I guess, on Solana where you can like swap between like assets, like with USDT, USDC, etc. You can kind of go through all the rates here, like 50% on UST, USDC. That's pretty good. 20% on Serum, 45% on Sol, 33% on Bitcoin, right? That's still pretty good. So I hope this was a good overview. Went over Fantom, Solana, Avalanche, Terra. I think those ecosystems are just going to do well because I love Ethereum. I hold a bunch of ETH, but like using ETH-based DeFi is kind of unusable. Arbitrum and Optimism, like ETH layer 2, doesn't really scale yet, right? I'm super bullish on ETH long term, but I think in the short to mid term, these other ecosystems will just do really well. Because retail investors like you and I, we can actually use them to make money. So that's a good overview. So tomorrow, just make an announcement. I'll be launching my paid Discord. I've been kind of alluding to it for the past couple of weeks, but I'll finally do it. So just look out for that announcement. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope this was a useful video. I know a bunch of people will like point at me and say, haha, you missed Fantom and Solana, but hey, like I still think we are early, right? If you take a macro view in the markets, I think one good thing to look at is, where is it? Uni whales, right? You can also track the bridging from N to Fantom. Let's see. And obviously it's been pretty bullish. I mean, more deposits than withdrawals. But you know, like I think I do expect this to continue. But you know, this is a good useful tool to keep track of all the bridging that's happening on like Avalanche, for example, right? I kind of showed us already. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm glad I made it to the end of the video without like collapsing. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below. Yeah, bye.